kicking off a busy weekend. 1st of August, myself and Dan are headed in for first session of the day, early morning session. Just cardio, and we've got a big session later on this evening with legs. And I'm going to take you through a lot this weekend. I want to cover a lot of where we're at right now. 3 weeks post-show this weekend. And I know I keep saying post-show, but until we're probably like 8 weeks, 9 weeks in my head, post-show is when the off-season is going to be kicking off. In my head right now, we will be about a week away from holidays this weekend. After holidays, which is another, give 2 weeks, I'll give a week. I'm going to get bloods done. I'm going to see where bloods are at, and then depending on how I approach and how I manage holidays, I'm probably going to need another anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks, lads, from where I'm at right now, to set myself up. As I said, we'll see when we get there, to start the off-season properly. I want to start the off-season in the best position we possibly can, but we're in a good spot right now. I'm feeling good. Sleep is a little bit all over the spot, but we're going in here now this morning. We are going to get cardio under our belt for the week, and we've got client sessions in different gyms coming up this weekend, coming up all next week. I'm going to try and take you through a little bit of the food. Myself and Dan have date night this weekend. I'm going to take you through where we're at in terms of my cycle, my stack, my supplementation, training, absolutely everything. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video. There's only one thing getting Dan out of the bed this morning. Do you know what it is? It's like,
well, I heard acai, but I said, okay.
Coffee Rush has come to Limerick, and it's right here beside, I'm pretty sure, TBB Kuna. Do you know what it's like? You know, when you used to go training before, like rugby training or something, you knew you were always getting that treat in the shop after training. You used to get chipper, you said. Anyway, I'm getting great use out of these new running shoes. These running shoes. When's the last time you were on a Stairmaster? You look like you're on a Stairmaster every day of the week. Risky business, lads. This is where we could start having the morning chats. Hopefully you can hear me. Hydroflow going in. I do have 6,500 steps boxed off on the walking pad this morning while I was tipping off a little bit of work, and it's always a good feeling because you're ahead of yourself. And now we're in TBB Kuna, boxing off cardio. Cardio is just, it is what it is at the moment on certain days. Leg day today, so you don't want to overdo it, but at the same time, Indian tomorrow night, which we're looking forward to, and food was heavy enough yesterday, and what's going to keep us going is holidays in a week. You know, don't want to be a slob on holidays, and I really need to take into account the off season and having a really good starting position for the off season. Tell me, lads, give me your thoughts in the comments. Does that look like someone who ate 4,000 calories yesterday?
I really don't want to be in your video this morning.
You never want to be in my video. I bet you feel good now after going gym this morning. Me and Dan have said it. Now we don't have to travel up ages to go to Coffee Rush. There's one there right outside the gym. I love the business as a whole. Like, whoever owns that is doing well for themselves, I'll tell you that much. Coffee number 2 of the day, lad. Why I put everything all in the one day, I do not know. This was meal number 1, lads. A pink lady apple and 150 grams of cooked Cajun style chicken slices. We got home from the gym, took Dan to work. Van is in the garage. Still, don't get me started. And I'm meant to be in Kildare for a training session early in the morning, trying to work out that. But got the haircut and we got home. Obviously there was no food in the house. Had to go and run and do a quick little top up. So same as always. A lot of fruit, a lot of veg, a lot of meat, yogurt. I'm loving my yogurt at the moment. Peppers, pink ladies, eggs. I'm going to start getting some whole eggs probably back in the diet. Bagels maybe. I'm on the sourdough. Dan is on the bagels. Bananas, loving them. Just little bits of flexibility here now. Like I'm enjoying just like scallions. Just chopping up a few scallions on top of my meals, you know. Also medallions. Anyway, just a big thing around the food. Like I'm not stressing the food at the minute. Like that was like meal 1, you could say, after this morning's bout. Probably going to put in a can of Monster here now, and then when I get a break, I will make my first proper meal. Just as well, this isn't a dedicated full day of eating. This is not what every day looks like, lads, but today is a manic one. I'd say if I tried to eat the two of them together, I'd burst. I probably should have just made a chicken and rice, but look at that salad, lads. Look at that salad. And I put the oats back in the fridge for a little bit. It's 3 o'clock, the first proper meal is going in, and I should have just made like chicken and rice and put it in, because otherwise I'm going to be like trying to probably cram food. But big thing I've learned, even in the last couple of weeks with food, is don't, because I didn't do it during prep, don't like push a load of food like to the back end of the day, or push carbs to the back end of the day, because probably just going to even make you more hungry. You know, like if you get into that rhythm and you get into that kind of routine of like just doing salads during the day, even though I would, you know, you can kind of like get sucked into that, like if it fits your macros later on in the day and stuff. I haven't done it yet, pretty much, I don't think, but it can be a dangerous spiral. I find front load a lot more, it works a lot better. Your appetite, your hunger, cravings and everything later on in the day aren't going to be as bad. Now it all does depend how much food you have at play, you know, but I found a little bit of beetroot. So in here we've got 150 chicken, peppers, onion. Onion is still a little bit of a touch and go subject in the house, lads, in terms of what it does to my stomach and smells as a whole. Lettuce, pineapple, beetroot, sauerkraut, kimchi. If I do chicken and rice pre-workout later, which I'm not too sure, beetroot is going to go in. You want a nice little way to get a good pump? Beetroot is very good for the pump as well. So, like seriously, lads, it's not hard. A little bit of effort. That's all it takes. Like, literally took me less than 10 minutes to fry the shit out of the chicken and the veg. Throw it all in the bowl. Same when I'm out and about. Throw it all in the lunchbox. Slightly higher than what I would like the blood pressure to be, but something that we're going to work on now. Measuring it at 3 o'clock in the morning, probably not the best time here now, not the best state that the body is in to be getting a good accurate reading, but as we get more and more accurate with that now moving forward, we'll be able to understand exactly where it's at. And that's with health as a whole. If someone would just like to sponsor my GH dosing, that would be very, very nice. We're going to talk for the first time on where we're at PD wise and everything surrounding that, I suppose you could say. I did also just put in a big order for all my health supplements, and going deeper into that now, I suppose, over the next little while, because we're in that health and recovery phase, you know, and I want to really like put a big emphasis on that. I really, really do. Another thing for most of the off season, probably not a good time again to be using this, is a new blood glucose meter that I picked up as well a couple of months back. I actually got it for nice and cheap when I was ordering other stuff, so I said I'd pick that up, and that would be something that we will start doing again. Blood glucose is another thing to like monitor your insulin sensitivity. probably not a very good time now with carbs, some days being that little bit higher, sometimes being that little bit lower. More so when we get into like the off season now and the consistent off season, and that's with like blood pressure and everything getting healthier and healthier and healthier. And I am excited to get bloods done in probably from here now another 5 weeks, 4 weeks maybe at this point. Once we come back from holidays, probably about 4 weeks. That'll have given us probably 8 weeks after shows to have been through the health phase, see where bloods are at, and see are we ready for off season. So where we're at in terms of like gear and everything, we're in cruise. So basically what a cruise is, you come off your blast, you could say. So we have a blast and a cruise where we ran that for the majority of the prep, the blast. So gear was, at the highest for a finish that it probably ever was for me, because I haven't obviously taken it that long, and nothing ever went too high. All we were running for a finish, I suppose, maybe a lot for some people, was test as the base. So test will always be your base. We had primo and mast split half and half. And what we do basically is whatever your test is, you have double the DHT. The DHT is your primobolan and your mastron. And what DHTs are to basically be another compound that's not just testosterone, but keep estrogen in a good spot in terms of not allowing estrogen to get too high. Like if you were to just run test only, probably going to run into a lot of estrogenic side effects. So that's why you bring in another compound, and then we brought in another compound which was good old trenbolone. And I respond react, I suppose you could say, very, very well to tren. I don't really have any bad side effects, you could say, to tren in terms of the way the head goes. A lot of people say they lose the head straight away when they're on tren. I don't notice it, and we ran low dosages again of all that. And as I said in the last video, I'm pretty sure I was underdosing for a finish, because the way vials of like everything works, test, your primo, your mast, is in like milligram to mil. So it's different, when I was getting it and when I get it. Sometimes whatever the person has, the milligram to mil is different, and then I have my dosages written out of how much exactly I need. And I'm pretty sure for a good portion of the prep, the way I had it written out every week of what I needed to put in my body, I was doing it wrong. So I think I might have been underdosing a little bit. But where we're at now with it is basically just bringing test and everything back down to like physiological range, which is like where your normal levels would be. Now, not obviously normal levels, but your kind of normal ranges. You're not in that kind of that boost mode, you could say. So bring that down, let everything get back to hopefully more of a healthier place over the next few weeks, and then go again. And that's the way it'll work. Go again for the off season for another bout of time. Keep health in a good spot. As I said, that's why I've put a big emphasis on health here now. Big supplement order with a lot of different things coming in, because a healthy body is going to be a responsive body, and it's going to grow quicker. It really, really will. So that's all I've ever put in terms of everything alongside that. Obviously, we were running Clen, Yohimbine, not right now, but thyroid through T4 and T3, L-carnitine for a small period of time. Now, L-carnitine is something that I will probably trial here again soon, just not into the belly, lads. My belly is still trying to recover from the L-carnitine. I still do have a bit of an L-carnitine belly, but I'm hoping that will go eventually. And then we have GH, growth hormone. Now, with growth hormone, it's something you can take it or leave it. Now, you take that, again, you probably will see the benefits from it. I probably will see the benefits from it, and that's why I am just taking it, and I'm going to continue to take it, and will push the boat on it. With it, it is the most expensive out of absolutely everything, but by itself will probably give you like the least return in terms of like building muscle and everything. With everything else, it works really, really well, but like growth hormone itself isn't going to just blow you up, but it is bloody expensive. And it's basically how much you want to dose you're doubling the price. So if I'm on 2 IUs, grand, it's costing me this amount per month. If I want to go 4 IUs, right, it's going to cost me double per month, and it is not cheap, lad. But it probably will keep me leaner, and it will probably make me fucking bigger when off-season mode does come around. So you have to weigh it out. What is it worth it to you? With PEDs, there's a lot of considerations you need to put into it. And it's not just buying a bottle of Test or buying a bottle of Primo and going hell for leather. There's all the health stops alongside it. There's your bloods. So many considerations, you know, and it is something we'll make a separate video on. But that's where we're at it with right now. In terms of doses and everything, it doesn't matter because you are going to be completely different to me. And same for the next lad, you know, what you need. But make sure you're putting a big emphasis on your health. Right, I've been rambling there for like probably over 10 minutes. Now that the blood pressure is taken, I can get my coffee in. I didn't weigh myself this morning just because up at this hour, I don't want to mess with the head. A lot of clients as well this week are messed up with the head in terms of the scales. And what I do for a lot of people is I just remove the scales, man. I just remove the scales as an element of tracking if it does mess with the head too much. And right now where I'm at, yeah, scales is important, but more so visuals. Visuals more so what I'd be worried about. It's because I've never been 3 weeks after a diet and maintained some level of shape, I suppose you could say. That's why I suppose I think we're doing it well. But like, let me know what you think. You know, like, are we doing it well? I don't know. Come on, lad. Very last of Conte's caramel biscuit, lads. Oh, fresh air is nice. I just wrapped up just under 5,000 steps there as well. Be training in about an hour and a half, so going to get the pre-workout meal into us now. Jay's going to be picking me up, so we're going to get the pre-workout meal in, which is weird, eating quite early, but I do want to train off a meal, get a good session to finish the week. I think I'm at a point where I need to be smart here now. I feel quite battered today. It kind of hit me. It did start to hit me. It did start to definitely hit me yesterday with how I was feeling going into legs yesterday evening. Now, again, that was a late session, but like this morning, I'm like doing a cough and it just hurts. I can't take a full breath without it hurting. I did end up manage to go back to sleep for an hour and a half, didn't I, bud? And you were only just waking up this morning, but I was trying to hit poses and everything to do around, and like pulling a vacuum or anything just wasn't happening. Like everything just kind of hurts, and my body's just like, yeah, CNS is fried here, lad. You need to relax. I feel just I might need to pull back a small bit, but in my head then I'm just like, oh lad, come on. And then at the same time I'm going to be holding on to water weight from that, then like scales going to be all over the place. Mix that with some like extra GH there since getting more of it, inflammation from training and everything, extra bits of food going in. I just need to like refine here and re-look again over the weekend when we're chilling that little bit more and have a plan of action going into the start of the week, so we don't fuck ourselves up, lads. But at the same time, we do have holidays in over a week, so I can chill then, you know. I'm going to have plenty of time to just be chilling on a sun lounger. And of course, we're going with cinnamon cereal from ESN, lad. This is the GOAT, in my opinion. Cream of brick, that looks like. Very nice bowl. Not in a big bowl or nothing this morning, lads. I'm not doing that much of it. Only 60 grams with fruit, sludge, dark chocolate for the pump. The boys are in. Come on.
You know, man. You know what I mean?
What a morning, lad. I need more Jay Harpers in my life, I'll tell you that much. Client wise, if you can replicate what he does on a weekly basis, and just one of the lads, like just being able to go for a coffee there, have the chats, and then be able to have the coaching relationship that we have as well. Like meeting in person there was really, really good for us today, and being able to just put plans in place, get a session in together. That's what coaching is all about. Yeah, it's about having the plan set up right, having everything done, and being actually able to get results out of someone initially and from the get-go. But actually having a really good relationship with someone, it's only going to allow results to come a lot quicker. So he is setting his way back up to Dublin, nearly a 3-hour drive down here to me this morning. And I'm going to do the exact same for him when he comes back from Ibiza, and we'll be able to go and enjoy some food and everything together up in Dublin. Not today, just a black Americano, which is grand. But I actually spun back to the gym here again because he collected me this morning from home and just got my 20-minute Stairmaster in, a couple of steps. I'm going to head home. I'm going to pick Dan up from work. That lined up well. The sweat, as I was saying, I don't know if it's from all the extra salt, the extra food that'd be kind of going in. I'll also put up some pictures of what I look like post-workout. Let me know what you think. I was just saying it to Lynn there in the gym. I really don't know like how well I'm doing in this reverse. I'm just going with the flow. And as I said on my story, less stress, more success. Tonight is Indian night with me and Dan. Stop chatting shit. Get home, get some food in. When I did get home, I did make myself a little post-workout shake. ESN, 40 gram of the ESN cinnamon cereal. Got that into me. A little post-workout protein lad. Then got back here, got on the stairs. Bob's your uncle. What a Saturday. I really do need to be doing more stuff like this for the head and for the body, for it all. The chats I was able to have with Jay this morning were absolutely class. And if you're watching this, my man, I'm proud of what you've done over the last while. I'm very proud of what you've done. Are they? Oh man. You're nearly as big as me now, lad. Sunday morning, we're putting in collagen to cancel out the biryani last night. That is some feed. When it came out, I was thinking, is this for 2 people? But that was good food last night. What would you rate it?
Yeah, it was good.
It was nice. I don't know what to rate it. It's good food. Basically like house special biryani, it's called. Prawns, beef, chicken, rice, and like an omelette on top. Very nice. And then I had a bit of Dan's korma and whatever the starters we had as well then. Things have gotten out of hand here.
Oh.
Chief is now back in the house, back in the office with me to keep me company during the day. A little bit. I'm just like having him socialise. Staffies need a lot of attention. That's where we're at. Sunday morning, I'm about to hit the gym for a bit of cardio. A bit of a sweat. Sunday sweat is going to be done. Dan's heading into work for a little bit, and that's where we're at. I am 7,000 steps in, nice and early. So we'll have a high step day, rest day from the gym. Just posted an update on Instagram as well. That's where we're at, lads. We said if we go and just out to enjoy meals like that, it's the exact same as like getting a takeaway into the house, but it's just like more enjoyable. It's like more of a thing. It's a date night, so we went for a pint, which was lovely. That's my first pint of Heineken that I've had since our engagement party. First proper pint sitting out, and then went for dinner. Home then, creamy, bed. Up again at it this morning.
Alright. Jesus.
You know what I find weird right now as well at the moment? Like I don't have that much of an attachment to like looking back on prep photos with how shredded I may have been compared to what I'm looking like now, which is weird, but it also does really help to keep me in control for whatever reason. We're just going with it. Like a big thing for me would just be like her being able to look at me, her being able to say, right, this is the way things are. He's what?
He's fit.
He's either fit or fat. But sicko mode continues, lads. Sicko mode continues. We're on for another week. It's a bank holiday. How many bank holidays has there been in 2025 already? I do not know. But we crack on for another week.
I told you I need you like now.
What? Are you zooming into my ugly head for?
Holidays in a week, lad.
David, stop. The hair is like a pineapple on my head.
I know the
Go away.
state of you.
Go away now.
My pride gets the best of me, thinking we got telepathy, working on it every day, but